What do you mean, pretty much? That's bang on time. That was 1900, right there and then. Good evening. Welcome back to Easy 8's Online Painting Club. My name's Danny, and I am on time. I was so on time. I've literally just stuffed the last of my dinner in my mouth and put my bowl and fork down there, pushed to go. I was eating just before I turned the microphone on. How have you all been? It's been a couple of weeks, hasn't it? Been a crazy ride. These last few weeks with work. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, I did episode 186, and I told you all about how I'm being made redundant at work and the problems that we're all having as a team of staff. Well, I've finished my last shift as a team leader. I've led my troops over the hill for the one last time. I've still got a week's worth of work to do, so I go back in on Monday to help just kind of, finish up the last few bits and pieces, clean up the establishment and kind of get out. But my job is done, and it's horrible. Me and my staff team, my senior team, we drew up a counter proposal to kind of stop the board from closing our centre, and the CEO came back directly with a video with us, and then just went through every bullet point and just was like, nah. So now I'm almost without a job. I've got like a week to go. It has been the most emotional experience of my life so far. Wouldn't wish it on anybody. It's been a hella ride. So there are a few people who I work with who watch this show, and I've just seen Sam join in the live chat just there. Hi Sam, he is my number one in my team. And I know there's only a few of you that watch it, but for myself, I'm going to dedicate this episode, to everybody I work with, have worked with, and look forward to working with in the future. It's just a small little gesture on my part. This is the kind of thing that I have control of, I suppose, of this show. And everyone's company has meant a lot to me over the last several years. 16 years I've been working there, but especially in the last 4 or 5 years. What a hell of a team we've got. So much to be proud of. I love all of you. So well done to all of you for doing what you've done. And let's get stuck into this evening, shall we? For this is the weekend. It is here. Cheers, everybody. Happy Friday. That just boiled is now burning my tongue. What a great evening it started out to be. Look, if you're new here and you don't know what Easy 8 is all about, it's not a tutorial show. There's loads of that stuff out there already. I recommend strongly that you go and check them all out because they are way better than me. I'm rubbish at what I do. This is literally just a place for you to come along, socialise, make some friends. It's a painting club and it's online. It does exactly what it says in the tin. So for the next 2 hours, I'm going to be sat here chin-wagging away with you guys, painting my miniatures. I haven't done a single thing for 2 weeks just because it's been... Well, I've had to just get focused in at work. So yeah, got a new haircut. Don't really have an awful lot to work with, so you probably can't tell. But I don't spike it anymore. I'm a grown-up now. That is literally the extent of my evening. That's all I've got for you. So sorry. Just going to make sure that I don't get disturbed whilst I'm doing the show, because I forgot to do that. There we go. So for the next 2 hours, I'm going to be painting this bad boy right here. I've been painting it for several weeks now. I really want to get some progress tonight, just because it's been a while since I started it, and I've done a couple of weeks where I haven't done anything as a work. So yeah, looking forward to getting some real good progress on this evening. If you are working on something this evening, please do come and tell me all about it. I come here for the motivation, the inspiration and the company that you guys provide. So if you're working on a project, tell me all about it. Drop it in the live chat over there, or if you're doing it later on, you can stick it in the comment section downstairs. I think that sort of opens up when the video's ended, but you can tell me all about it later if you like. You want to take photographs, stick them up on Facebook or on Discord at the Easy 8 After Party. Links to all of our platforms are all downstairs, just down there. So go check them out, along with a host of links to other people who do really cool stuff. So go and check them out, because that's what this is all about. Just wondering what that thing was there sat in the video. It's me, Easy 8 Dryomatic. Thanks, Stafford. Who have we got hanging out in the live chat this evening? We've got Stafford, we've got Keslin, we've got Shiv from Table Horrors, we've got my dad, Jeff. Hi, guys. Thanks for coming along. I hope you're all well. We've also got Adrian, just in time, it seems. Yeah, mate, you know me. Always really just pushing the edge. And we've got Sam, and we've got Christoulis as well. Hi, guys. What's Christoulis saying there? Big chunk of text. Don't give up. I'm going through the same stuff where I am. You're well-spoken, clever, and good at painting. Well wishes from across the pond. Thank you so much. That's really, really nice. You got more hair than some, says Adrian. Yeah, thanks, mate. What do you reckon? Cat problems? Working on my wife's giant snake for her druid this week, by the way. Using the snake from the Primal the Awakening model. I've not seen that before. Photos or it never happened. Stick them up on Facebook, please. Make sure that I've not missed anybody out. No, we are all good there. Thank you for saying that I'm well spoken. I come from a very rural part of the UK. For those of you that don't know the UK very well, or even know the southwest of the UK very well, it's a farming community essentially. I suppose compared to other countries out there, it's a very, very small area. But we all talk very bumpkin-like. And I grew up in the theatre, darling. So I had to learn how to stop talking like an idiot. I actually really like the accent, not the language. It is its own language. I really like it. I think the dialect and the accent are really, really cool. I think they're brilliant. But I've had to try to change it as I got older, especially when I was in the theatre. No one could understand what I was talking about. But when I get excited or tired or drunk, all the filters, they all just drop. So I will talk like a complete farmer bumpkin sort of. I'm not a farmer, by the way. Really hard job. Don't do it. I wouldn't mind, actually. Maybe that's a good career change. What do you reckon, Sam? So, blimey, he is late. I'm not late. Who's talking? I'm not late. Anyway. If you haven't done so already, and you like what we do here, please do consider subscribing to the show. Whenever you subscribe, it makes the community grow. It spreads the word a little bit, because you're interacting with the algorithm. All hail the algorithm. If you subscribe, if you like the video, which I'll give you just a second to go do now, go on. Minimise from full screen, because I know that's what you've done, because you want to watch the whole experience. Just down there somewhere. Just here. Yeah, there's a little like button. Just do it. Go on. Go on, just do it. Thanks very much. Hit the little bell icon, because I'm probably going to have a lot of time coming up very soon where I might just start dropping random videos. And if I do, hitting that little bell icon will just send you a little notification saying, hey, he's back online. He's got nothing else better to do with his time. Because I won't. I'll go get the sheep, says Sam. Cheers, pal. Don't know what to make of that comment. Yeah, this is Devon, not Wales, obviously. Sorry to all the Welsh viewers. So sorry. Yeah. Hit the little bell icon, because it'll tell you when I go live. Hit the thumbs up thing. Subscribe. Please subscribe. Make the community grow. 210 subscribers. We made it to 211 a little while ago. It went back. It fluctuates. That's fine. But the more people that come along, the more people who will be exposed to Easy 8, and they might want to come and join in. So spread the word. Hit that subscribe button just once, and that'll be fine. And I'd love you for it, so thanks very much. Anyway, do you know what? I'm going to go straight over to the workbench, because I just kind of want to get on with some stuff, and I'll try and pick up the conversation as we go. Here we are, see ya! ETT. So it feels like a million years since I've been in here. Here's what I'm working on. This guy. I really like this model. It's just taken me a really, really long time. I think the reason really why it's taken me a long time are two main factors. The first one is it's really fiddly trying to work in here. I chose this bit to start on because it's like the it's the largest part of the canvas, and I thought big, bold, nice and easy, big areas to kind of get stuck into and teach myself what I wanted to do. But actually in and around all these, I'm just going to call them vents, these big pillar-like things, it's really fiddly, really, really difficult to do. So that's really slowed me down. The other factor is the not the blends of the paints, but it's the viscosity. Trying to mix my paint down with water or any kind of medium so that it flows really well. It's just something that I need to do a lot more of. I need to get way more practiced at it. And that's just one of those things that's going to happen over a long period of time. I'm not going to be able to get it in. I did get the mixture dialed in once in the last few weeks where it was just flowing really well. But I'm not able to maintain that. So eventually over time it will just start happening. It won't just click tonight. Maybe it will. That'd be really cool. Francois has joined us. Hi, Francois. Thanks for coming along again. Nice to see your name there again. Yeah. So, I've got to finish off these pillar vent things. You can see that I started to do the highlight colours on these two. Got to do that on this one. And then these three. And then I'm going to move on. I'm just going to work my way down the back here. Got these little ones. These are going to be pretty tricky, I reckon, because they're quite thin. Trying to get the 3 or 4 different colours in there. I've got a dark grey and a black in there. I need to hit them with some mid-grey and some highlights. So it's going to be teeny tiny work. Then down to the tail. Then I'll flip them over. I think I want to do the head next because it's just where all the character is, isn't it? And I think it will kind of bring a little bit of character out in his face. Say it how it is. That was just like the most obvious thing I've ever said. It was stupid of me to say. This is not a scripted show, just in case you were wondering. Tyrannid exhaust ports. Yeah. Is it his butt? It's a butthole, isn't it? Because he doesn't have a butt. But these are Tyrannid butts. I've hit the nail on the head there, haven't I? Chocolate hobnobs, Shiv? What are you talking about? Oh, still bashing out Mark IV Tactical Marines at the moment, but very tempted to destroy a packet of hobnobs. Oh, I see. Yeah, are you one of those people that could just devour a whole pack of biscuits in one sitting? I like biscuits. I don't go mental on them. We like a chocolate digestive, like a dark chocolate digestive to go with a cup of tea. Very nice. But if I was to get brand placement, not a sponsorship, Fox's Golden Crunch Creams, I could literally just, if you just put them in a blender, made a smoothie, I'd just do the whole thing. I absolutely adore those biscuits. Getting a bit older, so I've got to be really careful about what I put down my neck. Goddamn right, Crumb Studio. Plain chocolate, because I want to put hairs on my chest. Kez has joined us. Can anyone recommend a good multi-kit foam cutter? Do you know what? My dad, Jeff, is probably the best person to talk to there about that, because he does a lot of like foam cutting and things. If you're going to go for brands, I'm a bit of a brand snob, and I really like anything by Proxon. I think it's Proxon. It's Proxon. They're a German company, so make sure that when you're buying things that you get the right adapter head for it for the mains in your wall. They're just quality, but you can buy much cheaper versions. They'll do the same job. Just, you know, when you've got a good brand, established quality, you know it's going to last long, you know it's going to do well and perform over a long period of time. Very much like my old Easy 8 Wazomatic, may it rest in peace. I bought that 30 quid one, the black one that you often find on Amazon, for shaking up pots of nail varnish. Lasted me a year, but I know if I buy the 100 quid Vortex mixer, it's probably going to outlive me. So there's something to be said about quality there. So if you're looking, that's what I recommend. Proxon. Proxxon. I hope I've got that right. I hope it is Proxon. I'm sure it is. If it's good enough for Adam Savage, it's good enough for me, because he uses Proxon too. If that is in fact what if I've got it right. Anyway, here we go. Change paint water, folks. Been a while. Okie-dokie. So I'm just going to get a couple of brushes ready on the side here. Got my 000. Really good for working with these really fine lines. Just making sure that I get those little pointy edges in there. And I am enjoying working with a slightly larger one, which is my number 1. 0. I'm going to go with a 0 for now. Just going to give it a bit of a wash out because I've been using the Master's brush cleaner on them and as a bit of a maintainer, just while they've been sat there for a little while. Just making sure they've always got a pointy end, sorry. Flipping hungry now, says Shiv. Most biscuits are meth, or have meth in them. That's how you know they're good. Right. Getting all croaky now. So, yes. Tyrannid bumholes. Administratum Grey from Citadel. Good stuff. Incredibly easy to make at home, no more than 4 ingredients. I do hope you're talking about biscuits or flapjacks, not the meth. Please tell me it's not the meth. Easy 8 Meth Club. Oh, so funny. Have you liked the video yet? Please go and like the video. I am going to put a smidge of Retarder Medium in here, just because I have a tendency of waiting for ages, not getting an awful lot done, and my paint all goes to waste. I'm also going to stick a little bit of Flow Improver in there. Just one drop of that. There we go. Now, a lot of Citadel paints are really quite heavy, they're quite thick. But I don't want to go in with too much water. Because I struggle trying to get the mixture down perfectly. If I put too much water in, it just splits the water up, so it ends up going like a bit of a glaze. Excuse me. Oh, a bit croaky now. Yeah, and it just takes me a couple of coats to do things. I don't have a problem with that. Just that it's such a large model, I'm so slow, I don't want it to be taking me forever. So what will end up happening is I'll end up putting like a translucent coat on. Yeah, don't want a translucent coat. I want it nice and opaque. Probably like a load of professionals out there go like, dude, just thin it down with water. Come and tell me. I might just put a little bit more paint in there because I can see that's a little bit on the runny side already. Looks like it's got a pretty good mixture. And I can add a little bit of water as I go by wetting my brush down. This is like 6 things. Payday 2. Not played it. Rightio. Oops. I am going to start with my 0. Bit of water there. Had a bit of teeth in the mouth. Ah, 20 minutes in and we start painting. There we go. The reason I'm starting with this brush is just because I want to just get the tops of these vents done. And move the go into here. There we go. Smidge on the runny side, but actually probably just at the bottom end of acceptable. Trying to keep these little dabs sort of random. Doesn't have to be any uniformity to it. Top edge done. Okay, you know what? While I've got this brush, and I seem to have a good mixture down, and that seemed to work for me, I'm just going to go straight to the other side. I will go to the big side, big end, giggity. You can see actually that mid grey that I've used there, that semi-light grey, is actually quite translucent in a lot of places. So when I finish doing the highlights, I might go back in with some of that second layer grey and kind of neaten up the patchiness to it. See what it looks like at the end. Now I want pancakes. If you want, we could do like an easy 8 snack club or something if you like. I was going to bring a cheese board in tonight. I'm really into cheese boards lately. I don't know why. I think I'm having a bit of a mental breakdown. I'm not into stinky cheeses or strong cheeses either. I'm into like mild cheeses or the nice delicate flavours and soft cheeses. My favourite, absolute or favourite, three guesses. I think I'm right. For that one I just painted. Cheesecake. Nope. Think more French. I don't actually know if it is a French cheese, but it sounds French. Cheesecake. Swiss. No. Oh. It's lovely on crackers. Lovely on a cracker. Brie, so close. A poor Salou. Poor Salou. He's just phoned him. No answer. Who are you talking to? You're talking to me. Yes, I saw my phone going off there. Why are you trying to phone me? Everything okay? What's going on? I don't know why you're trying to phone me. I don't know if you're like doing jokes and stuff. Something serious is going on. Or maybe you can't even see me. But some people are talking to me. So I wonder what's going on there. There we go. Brief the show is pre-recorded after all. How very dare you, sir? I mean, it's very good of you to say that, Kez, but if you can't see the show, you might not be able to see the live chat. I'll give him a minute, and I'll send him a message. No, definitely live. He couldn't consistently be late if it was pre-recorded. Maybe I know that, though. Weird though, isn't it? If He's able to see the live chat but not the show. He's obviously able to interact with it. Crazy. I send him a message very quickly. Is everything okay, he says? Is Easy 8 like the painting equivalent of Lost? I've only ever watched a couple of episodes. I have to confess, I don't know. Yes. Do the Tau kidnap people, Shiv? I thought they were like pretty cool people. Like you don't actually have to join their empire if you don't want to, or is that just propaganda? Like I think I have to go to them to be a part of their empire. Is that right? Or are they actually like the bad guys? Okie dokie. So now I've got like the base bit of that colour in. I'm just now going to go in and do some of these little lines. Tricky to keep the tip of this brush really fine. I think that tells me that I'm just at the edge of the required viscosity for the paint, because the paint should be runny enough to flow, but it should also be, it should bind the bristles together enough. If it's just on the edge, starts to fall apart a little bit as I'm starting to make brush strokes in there. You can tell by the fact that I haven't got like a really fine point on there at the moment, but it can go really fine. I've also just realised I'm using totally the wrong brush. Keep using it while I use the paint up. 3 times larger than I need it to be. Mass confusion as always. The Imperium, but with Gundam. He's back! What did I miss? You missed me hanging up the phone to you. It was all on air. You can go back and watch it happen if you want. Well done, Kes, for calling out the potentially dodgy link there, or dodgy connection to the link. Right, let's get the actual brush out that I wanted to use. Distracted with phone calls on the air. Crazy. There we go. Much smaller brush this time, isn't it? How do you add rivets? There's lots of different ways of doing rivets. You can even get rivet makers. You can buy rivet molds and pour resin or whatever product you want into it. You could just paint them on if you want to. The most common way is buying plasticard rod, really thin rod, almost as thick as a pin, and then just slicing it and then just sticking them on where you want to. If it's plasticard, poly cement should work. You should watch the Night Shift videos of a guy who is just an incredible diorama painter. Learned a lot of my techniques from him. He is way better than me, before I say that. Before I go too far with explaining that. I'm inspired by him. I'm not nowhere near as good as him. He does a lot of like making his own rivets and things. You can buy rivet tools, like a lot of Gundam model makers. will use, and they're like a little wheel with spikes on, and the spikes are all placed a certain distance apart, so you can like run them down the area of the plastic that you want to put them on, and it will stamp them in eventually. So yeah, lots of different ways. Back to the front again. On the big chimney bum bit. My concern is with rods is that they wouldn't be rounded. What do you mean when you're slicing them? Or buying not rounded rods? Oh, you mean like domed tops. I see what you mean. Good point. I think that they're so small that it doesn't matter. You could get the rod, and it would take a long time. If the brush here is the rod, I would like chop the end off, and then I could hold the rod and like hold it at an angle, and then just basically put it on some fine sandpaper and just, you know, do that, and then chop it off. So then I'd have one rounded side, one flat side, and then do that again on the sandpaper, chop it off, so on and so forth. Does that make sense? But I think they're so small, it doesn't make an awful lot of difference. Worth having a think. Check out the Night Shifts videos. Not now, you're watching mine. In time. In the old days, we would heat and stretch sprue, cut it into thousands of tiny, tiny bits for rivets. Yeah, there you go. Do be careful with that, though. It can be toxic. There's definitely an evolution of my painting styles from one side to the other. This side, much bolder. This side over here, much more sort of finer and detailed, and they start lower down on the other side. So I'm going to bring them down a little bit. There we go. Kind of a shame, I was enjoying what they were looking like, but I want them to match as best as possible. Toxic. Oh, now the warning. What doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. No. No. Weakens you over time. Gets progressively worse with a cumulative effect. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Said anyone. Never said. Said literally no one who was suffering from asbestosis. You be careful with the toxic stuff, guys. Don't stand over the candle flame, melting your sprue going. Or do. It's not really my place to tell you what to do, is it? Easy 8 Health Club. What doesn't kill you might make you coffee, if you ask nicely. True that, brother. That's a bit more consistent now. Got a bit faster this week as well. Maybe I just needed a couple of weeks away from it all. Okay, let's move on to that middle one. 2 more to go. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wash my brush out. Always wash your brush out. Make it regular. How's everybody else's evenings going? Are you getting some work done? Just sitting there chilling out watching? Quite nice to know that people do either, really. You're working on a project this evening. Have you got anything to celebrate? Have you got anything to complain about? This is the place to talk about it. So you fire away. If you need to bitch and groan and whine and moan about it, this is the place. But also, if you want to pay yourself a bit of credit, it's okay to blow your own trumpet sometimes, isn't it? Acknowledge the good stuff that you do. Get a move on with the bug. We got something brilliant for your birthday you're gonna want to do. Okay. For those of you that are wondering, my birthday is following Friday. So yeah, I'll actually be doing a show on my birthday night. That's next week. 31st, I will be 43 years old. Yeah. Have an itchy back. Oh my goodness. Why is that happening? Oh, there we go. Thank you very much for the present, Tatches. I wanted to blow my own trumpet, but you needed surgery and I wasn't willing to get. I can't believe I just said that on live air. Oh. Put too much water into my bristles on that one. Never mind. See what I can do. One more to go. Oh, actually going to be able to move on this evening. Check that out. Bloody youngster. Well, that reminds me, next Warhammer podcast might be coming up soon, but I don't know if you're up for it. Nah, I didn't really have fun the last time, mate. Thanks, though, but no thanks. Ugh, pfft, disgusting. Yeah, I'd love to be a part of it, please, mate. Had a great time the last time. For those of you that are interested and missed it the last time, Shiv from Table of Horrors runs his own podcasts about various different things, sometimes about Warhammer stuff. So myself, Crumb Studio, Shiv, and some other people got together and we talked. We were originally supposed to be talking for like an hour and a half. We ended up talking for about 3.5 hours. And it was such a good chat. I think Shiv kept most of the stuff in, didn't edit it out. So if you want to go check that out, Shiv will leave you with the link after this video has been processed, just down there in the comment section, so you can find it later on. Thanks, Shiv. tricky to paint these lines on these little chimneys. Going to do a little bit of black on the inside of those, but I'll sort that out later on. Yeah, done them. I edited out the bit where we took off our human suits and basked like reptiles. Yeah, thanks. Don't want anyone knowing about that. That would be awful. Basked? Yeah, I think it is the second. Cool. Right. Well, on to the next colour. So I've got the dark grey and the black on there, on the section underneath. So I've got dark grey on both of these plates, and there's a little bit of black between the two. So I've got to get 2 more grey colours in there. Going to be really tricky on this middle one here. Oh, middle one, the bottom one. So yeah, bit by bit. I'm just going to start with the top. I'm going to go to the light grey, but not the highlight grey. So I've got like four different colours. And for that colour, I will be using Dawnstone. Give it a shake. That's the glare of the vivid neon pink scales. Probably be working with shorter time frame, so I don't think I'm going to need to put any paint retarder in there. But I might end up moving on to the next part of the tail, so I'm not going to use a tiny amount of paint. I'm still going to keep the paint the same. Use water for now. Pretty happy with the consistency in the last one. Okay. Get the right brush, Danny, please. Make it look like you know what you're doing. Victory! Armoured Panzer Grenadier Platoon complete. Picture up on Facebook and will be added to the completed projects on Discord. Thank you very much. Love that. And also congratulations. Someone getting stuff done on the show. That's absolutely what the show is all about. Getting colour on your grey. Finishing them projects before hopefully you go and buy new ones. Do it. Don't buy them yet. We're all going to buy them, aren't we? We're always going to buy them before we finish the next one. There's just so many cool things out there to buy. I like building stuff just as much as I like painting stuff, but I like to complete stuff. That's the whole aim. Just throw it on the floor. Yeah, why not? Do that too. Right, so I think the best thing to do here is to just do like an outline. And as I establish that outline, I can make that outline a little bit thicker as I go. That outline is going to do a couple of things. It's going to set that piece of armour out from the rest of the model. Really show it off. Make it stand out and identify that as a armour plate. But also, as I start to put this little line down, it'll tell me how thick I can go. So I've got to think about it on two sides. I'm going to paint a line on the top side and a line on the bottom side. And eventually they're going to meet in the middle, and I don't want them to meet in the middle. Bit thinner. Bit of water in that brush, there we go. And I think for the highlight colour, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep that down to an edge highlight. There's so little space in here. Still needs more water. Still trying to keep the little lines that I'm painting random lengths, so I'm not getting a totally uniform effect. As I'm kind of touching it down onto the model, I'm making tiny little lines as I go. You can see sort of here. Trick is to not make them totally uniform. The beast upside down. Hopefully not damage any of my previous work. Like a little edge highlight again. This side. Because it's just easier to hold. This seems to be working okay. Getting some big old light reflections in there, which is quite difficult to paint with. There are some creases in the plate as well, and I like to extend these little lines across those creases because it looks good. No other reason but the way it looks. Pretty good. And now I've got to do it on the other side. So I'm going to move over here. Getting a nice little edge highlight. Fancy painting some infantry for me, please. Just the one platoon. 4,000 people strong. Easy A outsourcing club. I love it. Anyway, yeah, can you believe it? We're already an hour in. Got a whistly nose and it's driving me insane. There's no time scale. Just cannot focus on the bloody tiny men. Does get like that after a while, doesn't it? Upside down again, just gonna get that last line defined, edge highlighted if you will. I wonder if you can hear what I can hear. Listen very carefully. Hear that? Might not be being picked up by the microphone. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the sound of Dax really wanting to come into the studio. Now I'm about to go for a break for a few minutes, so we're going to go and hang out downstairs while I go and get myself another drink. But if you like, I'll let him in the second half. But only if you guys want it. You can get beer tokens. I think you've suddenly made a lot of people very interested in outsourcing your work. Well played, Stafford. I come back in a minute. I've got to do the same effort that I've done on these chimney bits here on this little vertebrae piece sticking up. Well, you can see then. That's what we're going to do in a minute. I'm going to see if I can copy that all the way down the back. Nice if I get at least halfway through the tail tonight. But like I say, I've got quite a bit of time off coming up, so hopefully I'll get this finished pretty soon over the next few weeks. Anyway, time to go for a quick break. So if you need to go and stretch your legs, refocus your eyes, grab yourself another refreshment, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to come back with a grown-up juice myself. Run out of air, that was a bit weird. Whatever it is that you should do, you should definitely go and change your paint water. See you in 10. Cheers. Yes, Dax, I'm coming. Welcome back. Hope you had a good break. Had to have a little fight with the cats who thought it was good to just go around finding stuff to eat in the studio. They are here with me right now. Not entirely sure where they are. Well, I'm sure they're going to poke their heads up in a minute like they often do. Thanks for joining me this evening. There's one just saw do a big leapfrog in the back there. Bink is definitely in. Oh, Dax is down here too. Yeah, cool. Hope you're having a good evening so far. If you're working on a project this evening, painting or making or singing or listening or just watching me, come and let me know all about it. If you're watching live, you can stick it over wherever the live chat appears on your screen. For me, it's over there. If you're watching it retrospectively later on, then drop us a comment down there because I'd like to know what it is that you're working on, just to know that you're there, happy, well, and doing stuff and things. So yeah, you can take pictures as well if you want. Stick them up on Facebook, put them up on Discord at the Easy 8 After Party, and the links to all of our platforms are down there. I've got a point now. I'm leaning over my microphone. It's not the best position for it, is it? Put it downstairs. That'd be great. Subscribe if you haven't already, because subscribers make the community grow, and I make this show for you and the community, and it gets bigger and better the more you do it. So yeah, that would be great. If you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up. Go on, I'll let you go for it. I made another cup of tea, so I'll just have a sip while you go and thumbs up the video. Still tastes like burning. Cool. Anyway, it is the weekend, and the weekend means it's time for grown-up juice. So the only thing I really had left in the house, apart from gin, which is just an awful substance. Don't do it. It's horrible. What are you doing? Make better life choices. Thanks. I went and got myself some Amarula. End of the bottle. It's lovely. I love it. Cheers, everybody. Life is treating me a bit rough at the moment, and it's just nice to be able to spend some time, quality time, with some decent people, such as yourselves. So thank you very much for your company. Yum, yum, yum. But, because it's the weekend and we're having a treat, I've also got one of these. I've suddenly got the attention of all the cats in the room. Want one of these? Right there. Come on. Come up. You can have it up here. Looks like doolies. Yeah, it does a little bit. Yes. Come in. Come on. He doesn't jump up for these little meaty sticks. It's really weird. He'll jump up for anything else, and he'll have it on the floor, but he won't come up for it. Come on. You can have it up here. There he is. Yeah. Say hi to the world. I'm supping goose. 'Tis nice. Oh, good stuff. Yum, yum, yum. Happy Friday. You can have a treat too. You want that? Don't eat the Tyrannies. Oh, it smells. It smells so rubbish. Don't eat all of it. It's a bit for your sister as well. Yum, yum, yum. Thanks for dribbling that all over the work mat. Apparently, cats generate views, so I'm not doing it for that. I just thought it would be nice. But if you know a cat lover out there, let them know Dax eats treats. Oh, it smells. You happy? Go on, get the rest of it. If I play with him with this, he will literally open me up. He does not like playing nice with a little meaty stick. They're his favourite thing in the world. Yeah? Just would like a little bit. He's already had some dreamy treats, yeah? Good boy. There you are. Got a little big company. My partner is away in Scotland at the moment. She's up there doing some courses in the outdoors in the hills. So it's just me and the cats in the studio for a good couple of weeks, isn't it, mate? Yep. Please don't eat the brushes. Dax, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, going really well on my project this evening. See you later. Go on. Get the world, you cat bum. Going really well on the project so far. I'm really hoping to move into the tail section. I think I'm definitely going to have the abdomen finished today. as I've been spending a little bit of time looking at it, because I've been in and out of the studio playing video games or whatever the last few weeks while I haven't been painting, I've been sat there looking at it, and especially from a distance, like this whole effect looks really, really cool. I really like it, but it is much darker than all my other Tyranids that I've done in the past. I've done a lot more of the lighter greys. So I'm going to carry on with this. I think it's good for you as a painter, it's certainly good for me, to kind of expand out a little bit outside your comfort zone occasionally. Just do something a little bit different, even if it's just slightly different, which is what this is. It's still all the same colours, it's still the same sort of idea, same approach, but it's just darker on those greys. It might stand out a bit on the table with all my other Tyranids, but it's just nice to do something a little bit different, just to kind of play with the idea and just grow a little bit, and you know, maybe it will look better than all the other stuff, and I have the thought to kind of go back over all my other Tyranids and do them darker. I won't, because that's just too much work. I've got to go back and repaint everything once I'm done. That's just stupid. But you know what I mean. From a period of years painting a particular army or force or collection, you are naturally going to evolve and learn and grow as a painter, and as your technique develops and improves from the start of your journey to the end of that journey, you're going to see a progression. There is a temptation to kind of want to go back and bring everything back up to speed, but I think it's quite a nice idea, although it does hurt my brain because I'm, I suppose, somewhat of an OCD person. I think it's a nice way to show that artistry is an evolving process, and it kind of reminds you and kind of shows you how far you've come. I really enjoy that. So while this is a darker looking grey to what I normally do, I'm going to keep it that way because I think it looks really, really nice. All it would be is just simply moving the of my two middle grey colours, is just moving the lighter grey slightly into the area that the darker grey occupies. That's all it would be. But it's just nice to do things a little bit differently sometimes, isn't it? Cool. Going on in the comment section. Decent is open to opinion and probably on a sliding scale. I don't know what we're referencing it to, called us decent people. Oh, right, I see. Yes. No, you are all decent people, unless you're all serial killers or psychopaths. Then, in which case, I've totally misjudged your character. But, you know, you're all good people supporting a hobby like this. Wonderful. On to the next project, Inquisitor Ostromandius, which is the mini this year for subbing to Warhammer Plus. Oh, I've not seen it, but I have been interested in going back onto Warhammer. I don't stay on Warhammer Plus. I go onto it occasionally, watch a like binge watch a series or two, and then I'll hang it up for a little bit. So I don't really keep up to date. Oh, excuse me, it's repeating on me. Don't keep up to date with all the minis that come, are released through that. The good thing about bugs is, although their colours are mainly the same, their tones can be very individualistic. Yeah, and I've always thought that, actually. Back in 3rd edition, they were identifying different squads, or different broods, if you like, with slightly different colour markings on their shells. And at first, that didn't sit well with me, because I'm like, oh, you won't see that in insects or bugs or animals or whatever. You do, all the time. It's obvious. And it's a great way of identifying them on the tabletop, which they're not real. They're models on a tabletop. Identify them by doing different things. So, yeah, I like that idea. Anyway, back over to the workbench, because I have a habit of jabbering on. Rightio. Let me know what you're working on. If you are working on projects like Adrian today and you're just joining in and you want to talk about it, come and talk about it. I'd love to know what it is that you're painting today. Or if you think that you could do some painting for Stafford, who is desperately trying to outsource his work today. Darren has joined us. Hi, Darren. Thanks for coming along. Hello to you, sir. I hope you are well. That looks like a good mixture. Let's try that. So, just before I went for a break, I was talking about... let me just increase my screen, so I can actually see what it is that I'm focused on. There we go. I was talking about this little vertebrae lump here. And then I've got all these little lumps that kind of go down the back here. So I'm going to do them in the same way I've done the spires, the chimneys, the bums. Can I say anuses on YouTube? Ruined everything with one word. think, although it is quite tempting to do this sort of effect on the top of these little vertebrae thingies, I think it would just be an absolute nightmare. So I'm just going to paint it the highlight colour. Put a bit of the light grey down there so it's easier for the lightest grey to go on top in a minute. And just keep it simple. No need to go into such detail. He has outsourced that Wehrmacht platoon. He really has. Yay, he's a Stafford. Yay. Love the fact that you come onto a painting club show to outsource the painting that you would be doing during the show. Smooth, sir. Okay. So that's that grey done on this plate here. I'm not going to go any further. There's no need to get like over the top with the detail or the depth to which I go with it. It just needs to look decent from a distance. So what I'm going to do now is turn it upside down because it's going to be a little bit easier next bit. And now I've got to repeat the process on the second plate. So I'm just going to make sure that my paint is thinned down appropriately. Might need to get some new paint in there in a second because it's been a little while since I've put that in the palette. What I want to do is edge highlight that whole plate. Here we go. Now this plate's actually got quite a bit of thickness to it before it actually meets up with the yellow torso down here. So I'm actually going to do this pattern in both directions. I'm not going to like get really fussy about it. I just kind of want to do a gentle effect. Just if you see it from that angle, it looks like I paid a bit of attention. I've done the black in there in the same way, so I'm going to do it. Crumb says, work smarter, not harder. Totally agree. I do need more grey because it has dried up in the palette there. I am going to add in a bit of paint retarder and flow improver because I'm going to hopefully move on to the whole tail section as well. There we go. I love watching other people do edge highlights. It makes me feel better about myself seeing other people put their models at weird angles to get paint on. Yeah, doing that little dance, if you will, with your model, trying to get it in the right position is 90% of the job, isn't it? I mean, I've just made that percentage up, but you know what I mean. Like, everyone does it, pal. Because you can't get in and around all these weird, spots or whatever. You physically can't. You would be able to see anyway. The flow improver. Okay. And I add water as I go. Not too much water there. It's easier to add more as you go rather than having to add more paint and go thicker. Like in the 80s when you saw people trying to adjust the area on your black and white TV. Just like that. Oh, the picture's gone funny. I'll just whack it on the top. Oh, I sorted it right out. Yeah. Yeah, you did that. Did you hear that? That's my cat climbing on things. What are you doing? Bag? Hey! Look this way. Give me your attention. Trying to claw his way into a cupboard. Peculiar. Right. To the little brush. Add some water in as I go. Yeah, dilutes it down just right. Can't go in there, mate. Can't trust you. He'll go inside there, eat everything, and wee on stuff, so I don't let him into that cupboard. He spends all his time in the studio just trying to dig his way through the wooden door or burrow through the carpet. There we go. That's the outline done. Add a bit more water to the paint, make it flow a bit better. And now I'm going to come in and do that patination again. Patination. If that's a word. Patination. Okay, so far. Suddenly gone suspiciously quiet. Hello, mate. You okay? Please don't play with the light. Oh, I've got to go upside down for this bit, haven't I? I'll be honest with you, mate, the world doesn't want your butthole. Over?
the light. Showed about the light, not with the camera. No, thank you. Don't need the paint. No, come on. Over here. Wait. Over here. Such a spoon, isn't he? Over here. Don't eat the paint. Don't eat the paint. Do not eat the paint. Do not. That's it. One-way ticket. See ya.
Don't eat paint, kids. Always have him down as a bit of a paint licker. Such a small thing to paint down here, but it does look really good. Head scratches to Dax. He's just chilling out like Cleopatra on the floor. Cleopatra. I'll give him head scratches now. He'll encourage you back up and he'll want to eat the paint again. So I'll give him some head scratches in a bit. A couple of spots along the way there that just look they need a little bit more colour, a little bit more solid, little patchy in places. Just makes it like it's a little bit unfinished, because it is, I suppose, you know. Point in hiding that fact. While the pattern may have gone on well, you need to make sure that it's covered well. That looks cool. Right, well, I suppose while I've got the paint here, I might as well move on to the tail. I've got the highlights to go yet, but I'd like that paint to dry properly before I go and tackle any more. And also, I've just got the paint here, so I might as well just carry on just doing what I'm doing. But it's time for a mouthful of tea. Is he Cleopatra's favourite cat? Yes. Where is he, the tank killer? Just down there. Okay, how to approach this plate. I'll start off with the easy bit, and I'm going to do the bottom edge of the plate, and then I'll maybe do the effects, and I'll work along the top there, and yeah. So, the easiest thing to do is a highlight.
Black's all on there already. It's quite hard to see the black. Plates here are actually quite small, but it is there. Let's establish the colour. Not really looking all that good at the minute, that's fine. Fairly decent amount of mid-grey in there. Like that. Cool. On to the next plate down. Considerably smaller plate here. See, so yeah, Yagbinka, I like it. Cat, that's tank killer. Would that make him a Yagtika or a Yagpanther? Yagbinka. Well played with the wordplay there. Where I stay in shot. It's a really hard thing to buy a Titan. Trying to stay in shot is a really difficult thing to do. You're trying to paint a model and run a show at the same time. There's two hobbies playing at the same time. Quite pleased to say it seems to have the consistency of the paint quite well formulated today. Down to the third plate. Roughly the same sort of size as the last one. Like to bring just the occasional line up to make look at nice and random. Get that split toenail or fingernail effect in there. Occasionally just looking back on the previous sections, making sure it's fake, but that's just more of an ADHD byproduct. I was never going to be able to stop doing that, I'm afraid. And I also like to bring the highlight just around the edge, all the way up to the black line there. Onto the fourth plate. Starting to work in really minuscule areas again, just like in those two plates underneath the main body. Just trying to bring some colour in, really more than actually affect a decent pattern. And then the highlight colour will just be like an edge highlight at this point. Still trying to make it look random. Excellent. And on to the 1, 2, 4, 5th and final plate. These tail plates have actually been much easier to paint than I anticipated, and that's probably just because of the lack of pillars, chimneys, buttholes. So it's less having to work the brush in and around them all. So yeah. Hopefully that is something that is reflected across the rest of the Tyranid, so that progress from here just picks up a bit faster. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. Down is proof that it's not only the female of the species that can multitask, but they are more deadly than the males. I'm not going to get stuck into that gender war. It's a dangerous place for me to get on live on stream. It would be like me sharing political view and just watching Easy 8 be destroyed overnight. Okay, right, the top line of this plate here. T. The top edge. Ooh, keep on touching microphones together. I'm not saying it. Someone else can read that. That's fine. I waive my right to read out the live chat. It seems to have descended. We're in the last 10 minutes of the show. Time flies, doesn't it? I've had a great time. I've missed hanging out with you guys a lot over this last week. I wasn't away last week because of any kind of troubles that I've been having, but it was the end of season party. We always have one where I work because we work seasonally. I mean, I work all year round, but it is a seasonal job. So we have people like Sam, who was in at the beginning of the show. They come and work with us for a part of the season. So for 3 months of the year, they're off doing other things. Often it's travelling, which is very exciting. Sometimes it's just doing other bits of work. It's a nice way of breaking it all up. But at the end of the season, we have like a big party. And of course, because our centre is closing, this was the last ever one. So I always attend the parties anyway, but it was, I suppose, a slightly sadder one. So much reflective light going on in there, I can't see what I'm doing. Needs a bit of water, I know that, because it's not running so smooth in there. Again, another tricky spot. Because you live in Devon, did you have one of those Wurzels jump out of a cake singing That almost comes across as racist, Shiv. Yeah, and everybody outside the Southwest seems to think that everyone is somehow connected to the Wurzels. Hello, Dax. Just jumped just out of screen. Pop your head up, say hello. Gonna sit in his little spot again. Gonna say hello. Almost. Hello, there you go. Cat bum. Next you'll be singing. They're saying everyone has a tractor or a combine harvester. Yeah, yeah. Loves a tractor, I do. How's your father, alright? If you want to know how my folk talk, do not eat the paint water. What have we said? Don't eat paint. Don't drink paint water. Go away. Go on. Can't be trusted. Not having it. You want to know how the people in my area speak? Watch Hot Fuzz. That's all I'm going to say. Just gently being assaulted by a cattail here. Smashing me in the eyeballs. Thank you so much, Dax. Don't put your paint, or your tail even in the paint. Don't be a douche. What are you doing? I literally can't see anything on the screen right now. He stood right in the hallway. Thanks, mate. In the theatre, they say, never work with children or animals. This is why. Hey, child animal. Please stop eating the spruce. Stop it! Stop it! Eat the Tyranids. The one-way ticket out of the studio, pal. Settle down. For the greater good. Yeah, Frosty Jack, proper gut rot. That's so... Wow, shit, I never knew they even performed live in the Devonshire village I lived in. Wow, my mind is blown. Wurzels is from Somerset, not Devon. Yeah, it's southwest though, isn't it? If I said I lived in Devon, everybody will automatically do a Somerset accent because it gets thicker the further up the West Country you go for some reason. Devon's quite posh in some ways, in the way that it sounds. It's not a posh place. South Devon is. Strange folk down there. I live on the north coast, Atlantic side. Lots of fancy yachts and stuff down South Devon. They're beautiful places. If you've never been there, I highly recommend going to Devon. It is a wonderful place in the world. Said, didn't we? One-way ticket, mate. Yeah. You start eating stuff. Hey. Got the packet for his meaty stick. There's nothing in there, mate. Nothing. Nothing in there. What's the packet? Nothing. It's gonna be eating plastic. Somerset, that's up north, mate. Yep, it's beyond the wall. Draw a line above Taunton, that's up north. those little vertebrae bits in there. Can you stop knocking everything, mate? Just settle down. You can sit there like you did last time. That's fine. Innit? Settle down here, please. Yeah? North Devon, crap beaches, great surf. South Devon, great beaches, crap surf. I'm going to agree with that to a certain point. There are a few beaches that, if you're into the surf, where you have to travel a little bit to go and get them, just a little bit. Some beautiful spots, beautiful places. And I wouldn't say that all the beaches, any of the beaches, are particularly rubbish in North Devon. Cornwall's where it's at. Did you know that North Cornwall and North Devon have both recently been added to the best surfing hotspots across the whole world? While we don't have big surf like you would find in Portugal, Fiji, or any of those wonderful places, Indonesia and things like that, there's one of the best places to surf in the world, I think. Bit of water needed there. Heat's starting to go slightly. Wookie Hole, the Chewbacca's OnlyFans page. What on earth are you talking about? Wookie Hole is an amazing place to go, especially if you like the great outdoors and caving, which I suppose could be the great indoors. I've always been curious about caving. As an adventure sports pursuits person, I'd never been, and I always wanted to. I'm also claustrophobic, so I thought it would be a good challenge to go and challenge myself for. Me and my partner 2 years ago went to Cheddar Gorge and Wookie Hole and things like that, places like that, and we went and did the proper full-on caving experience, because it's open to the public. You pay to go and have a little walk around the caves down there, but then there's like the slightly more extreme. Now, in the world of caving, it is still an introduction to caving. I've got no intention of doing things like in the movie The Last Descent. That's not my jam at all. If you have to start taking down diving gear and breathing apparatus, kind of takes the fun out of it for me. It's far too risky. Yeah, you got to respect those places, but caving, having a good old squeeze through some spaces, and going to see the wonderful environments down there, I genuinely recommend going. Obviously, if you live overseas, to me, it's a hell of a way to go. There's probably closer places, but go caving. It's a wonderful experience. And I don't really like using the term triggered, but I wasn't triggered really at all with my claustrophobia. There was one bit that we had to crawl through, and I could feel both the ceiling and the floor against me at the time, and it was like a little dog-leg corner, so as you crawl through, you are very much on your own and unretrievable. And I thought, this is it. This is the bit where I kick off. Brilliant fun. Really had a good time. And then that opens up into a 100-foot abseiling area. Well, abseiling is one of the things I do on a daily basis, and lead others through. So while everyone was kind of losing their marbles about that, I was like, yeah, this is cool. And it was just like 100 foot into sheer darkness with a lake that was springing out of from underneath the rocks to one side and disappearing off into darkness. And the lady says, don't land in the water. And we all thought, oh, that's an obvious thing. Don't land in the water, it's going to be very cold. She's like, no, if you go in the water, you don't come back. Like, you'll end up getting drawn underneath the cliffs. I was like, that's so cool. I had a great time. So yeah, caving. Go over, go. And yeah, obviously we did the little walking around bit as well. We did that afterwards so we could like experience the full set of caves first. And it's still a magnificent place. Just wonderful formations and stuff. Really get an appreciation for geology and things. And the birthplace of cheddar cheese. So we went through the cheese rooms. I've no other word for it. Ellie. I'll post the picture that they took a photo of me doing the abseil, and I was the happiest person in the world actually doing the abseil, and everybody else was terrified. But it's a picture of me doing it. I'll post it on Facebook on the Easy 8 page if anybody's interested. You can see me doing my caving. I think, by and large, I have done the second to lightest grey all the way down the back now, and I'm really, really happy with that. You could really see, when you look at the black areas on there, you can really see the difference that it makes when you start just applying a couple of greys on there. So now you really get an idea of what the whole creature is going to look like. And this is really, really large on your screens, probably. So, you imagine this being a bit smaller, looking from a distance, rather than kind of just seeing lots of lines. That really looks like natural blending, and it does look really, really cool. So quite proud of that. Gonna wash the old brush out. I think I'm about to join in with some cheese puns, because I can see some going in there. I love cheese puns. Caved years ago. I'm 2 rounds now. There are larger caves. If you feel that you are too large to go caving, choose ones that are big enough for you to go through. But also, you are incorrect. Bounce Below in Wales was amazing. Kez and I and some other friends went to the Wales. The caves in North Wales at Bounce Below. They aren't caving caves. They are enormous cathedral-sized caves. They are caverns, and what an experience that was. Let me come away from here for a minute. They were extraordinary, and again, you should go and check that stuff out. This is turning out to be like a bit of a TripAdvisor thing, isn't it, rather than a painting show. So yeah, it was a stag do I organised, and it was a trampoline park inside a cave. I was like, yeah, let's go and have a check that, go check that place out. Me and a bunch of old squaddies, I was one of the younger ones there along with Kez, went along, and there were loads of kids and young adults in there, and we thought, oh, we have come to the wrong place, thick with hangovers. And then we couldn't get out there. We it was a really, really affordable price. We were in there for an hour, and it was the most bonkers fun I've ever had. It was crazy. But you go into a chamber that you could fit the entirety of St. Paul's Cathedral in with ease, with plenty of space around it. And there are these huge chambers that kind of went off into darkness inside the mountain, something like out of Moria. Crazy. And they've just attached these giant kind of trampoline style nets up everywhere, so you literally walking out onto this thing, and then there's nothing underneath. There are safety nets underneath in case. They've got backups, haven't they? But it was just darkness, just internal perpetual darkness all around you, apart from the little floodlights they had on. But there were several floors to them all, and there were little caves that went off in the sides of the walls, and you could like kind of go up these little tunnels and appear in the trampoline above you. And then there were little trampoline tubes, and you kind of jump into one, and like a sphincter, it kind of like just poops you out into the next floor. It was wicked fun. You could just run along doing cartwheels and somersaults, which you're not supposed to do, but we did it all the time because it was fun. So yeah, that was crazy. There's a zip wire that goes through the whole thing now. So if you fancy going back, guys, what an experience. I'm not going to say that. Thanks, Stafford. The cheese rims, were they any gooder? Damn, that's a good cheese joke you've got there. I've got them lined up and ready to go. That was too much tea in my mouth in one go. Anyway, would love to go back. Yeah. We should do a reunion. That'd be cool. I've had a great evening. I actually feel productive, like I was hoping at the beginning of the show. I said I would like to at least get through some stuff to make it feel more productive this evening, and I certainly have achieved that. I'm going to be carrying on for a little bit. I've got no work for the next couple of days, so I don't have to worry about going to bed early or do anything like that at all. I'm going to make sure the cats are okay, have a quick break, maybe go and get another cup of tea. I think I'm all teed out now. Grown-up juice. But chill out for a second, and then I'm going to head on over the Discord at the Easy 8 after party. So if you want to come and join me for a video, last couple of weeks I've been playing video games while I've been feeling all bummed out, but I'm going to do a bit more painting before I do any of that this evening. I'd love to come and chat with you, so if you want to come and catch up, or come and meet up for the first time perhaps, make some new friends over there, and those little live video chat room things, they're available all the time. So if you want to go and hang out with each other, you don't have to be there with me. It's a painting club. It's for you guys. Go and hang out there if you want to. People do. It's good. If you like what we do, of course, please don't forget to subscribe to the show. It's such a simple gesture from you, such a quick button press, but it actually makes the community grow, and it is the thing to do if you like what we do. So if you haven't done that already, please hit the subscribe button. Just do it the once. Don't have to do it multiple times. Just once. And by affecting the algorithm, all hail the algorithm for the greater good. It will hopefully spread word of Easy 8, and you could do that too. You can go and talk to people about it, go and spread the word at work. If you go to college or school, or tell your friends or whatever, let them know about this, because you never know, they might be crying out for a little bit of hobby time at home and sharing their projects with us in the community. That's what it's all about. So go and share the word and share the love. Yeah, hit the thumbs up button if you haven't done it already. I'll give you a second. Thanks very much. And of course, don't forget to hit that bell icon, because over the next few days, maybe even the next few weeks or months, I might have a little bit more time than usual, so I might just be kind of going live just randomly, and every time I do, if you hit the bell icon, it will tell you when I'm going to go live, because those extra ones, additional to the show, I'm not going to plan them. I'm just going to kind of just do them as and when I feel like it. Lots of thanks going in there, guys. No, thank you very much for coming along and being the community and the reason why I do this. It's nice to be the reason to bring people together, but of course we all share the love and the passion for this hobby. It's wonderful, isn't it? Take photos of the stuff that you've been working on this evening, or just in general, or stuff that you like, and stick it up on Facebook or Discord as well, just like Adrian's done this evening. And we can all look at it and share and wonder and marvel over all the lovely stuff that you have been doing. I'll put up some pictures of the stuff that I've been working on, pictures of the cats, because I know people love those as well, and even a picture of me caving in Wookiee Hole for you guys if you really want to. Until next week, which will be my 43rd birthday and the end of Volume 4, I think. I'll probably call it an end there. Moving into a new era in November. I will see you guys next week. And until then, stay safe, be kind, keep on painting, and just get some colour on your grey. Cheers for now. See you later on. Bye-bye. Stop drinking the paint water. Do not eat the paint.